Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back. What is it, April the 18th of 2024. It has been a hot minute and a half since I recorded. I don't even know how well this audio is doing. It has been so long since I recorded. Um, I'm hoping it's doing okay. It looks like it's doing fine. I could probably turn it up a little bit if I knew how. it's, it's hard for me to remember even how to work this work the program. I'm not in red anymore, not like I used to be. Anyways, I had been wanting to. I've been wanting to get back into recording for a little bit. I've kind of been. It's been a year. I've kind of talked about it in the last couple recordings that I did back in June of 2023, where we had something in the house. We didn't just have a visitor in the house. We had a spirit of something in the house that was wreaking havoc on everybody spiritually, mentally, and spiritually. And I had to focus all of my energy on getting rid of whatever it was because it was deeply embedded in the house and it was hurting us emotionally, hurting us physically. I actually wound up losing 50 pounds within a matter of 6 months because I just wasn't eating. Um, my relationship with my wife had suffered greatly. We are still picking up the pieces from that. Um, Everything, financially, emotionally, like I said, physically, the whole deal. It was a nightmare, and I had to focus on cleansing this house as much as I could. I had to focus spiritually on myself upon everything else. And it took a long time. It really did take a long time. Um, not just not just to cleanse the house, but to get rid of the underlying factors. Now that by that I mean my stepdaughter. I think I've talked about this before. She brought something into this house. She brought something into this house and it clung to her like a stink, like a virus. It just would not go away. And the more that she let it infect her, the worse that it infected the house. She had no problems in the house, but I could see that it was affecting the rest of us and it was hurting us, and everything was coming apart. We didn't get her out of the house until December. I have been coming back to reading the Bible again, to praying as much as I can. We are doing better. It's been an up and down couple weeks. It's been an interesting couple months. It's been up and down since December. We have finally sold my mother's house, so the probate process is ending. We have to wait until the end of May until I can cash out to be able to get my mother's inheritance. My grandmother passed away in December. Interesting, interesting thing about that is, so we moved my stepdaughter out on Friday. I can't even remember what day it was exactly now. I'm trying to pull up the calendar. Here we go. I think it was the 14th. No, it was on the 15th. We moved her out December the 15th, and my grandmother passed away December the 16th. It was one of those things. It's an extremely busy week for me when we went through all that. But she moved out on that Friday. That Saturday, I went back up to my mother's to collect the rest of the stuff. We were cleaning out the house, we were selling the house. So I was cleaning up the rest of the stuff. And while I was there, I looked over at my grandmother's house because my mom bought the house beside my grandmother. And I looked over at my grandmother's house and I just noticed there were some things that were just kind of off. And I thought, maybe I should go over there and check her out. Maybe I should go see how she's doing. But there was just that one thing in my mind that I just kept thinking, no, she doesn't know who I am. She's senile. She has problems. So if I were to go over there, it would just be that really large bearded man that scares her every time she sees him now. So I thought, you know what? Maybe the wind blew some stuff over, whatever. I left. It wasn't even an hour and a half later that I got a phone call from my cousin who said that they found my grandmother in the garage. She had died in the garage. She had fallen over, and it was very strange. Just very strange. Anyway, she passed away, and that has become a whole nother thing, a whole nother deal entirely. Um, I'm not ready to really get into it yet. But for the past 4 months, we finally sold Mom's house. Sold it in February, and like I said, we have to wait until the end of May so we can cash out the money, and then we can start fixing this place because I've told the story many times. As soon as we bought this place, immediately we started having problems. It's not a money pit situation, but it's bad enough. It's like the people that lived here before us. They lived here since the 1980s, never had a problem. And then we move in and everything's gone wrong. Everything's gone wrong. So we need the money. We need that money to be able to fix this place so that we can go forward, have our future. But anyways, that's enough about me. I'm in a lot of pain right now. Well, not a lot of pain, but enough pain that I uh, I can't do much. I have a pinched nerve in my back. It started about a week ago, about a week ago, a week and a half, and it has been really debilitating. I can tell you that right now. It's been a lot of stretching and a lot of learning. We were talking about it last night. I've had to relearn how to sit in a chair because it is the pressure of my back that has pinched a nerve. It hurts a lot. So that's where I am. If you have any prayers left over, feel free, please pray that this heals itself, or that the Father will help heal me. It's I've heard many different places say that it goes away within 3 to 6 weeks. I was like, man, I can't do 6 weeks of this. This is too much. I can barely stand up. Once I get stood up, I'm good. I don't want to sit back down, but once I sit down, trying to stand up is a nightmare. And once you get that shock of pain, it's just like you can't move. It's unbelievably hard. But I wanted to talk about recording again. I am not I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. Um, I am not spiritually nor mentally ready to start that process over. Um, I've had a lot of different things come in and out of my mental space that I would love to talk about. Oh, believe me, we could talk about the eclipse all year if you wanted to. I was warning about the 7 year eclipses for many a year there, and now that it's come and gone, and it seems like nothing happened and it puttered out. Um, no, it didn't putter out. There's always something on the back end. You know, there always is. A lot of interesting evils that have started spiking their heads over the past couple months, several months actually. And I have I could talk about that forever. There's so much stuff in there. I can tell you this much: the most unpopular opinion out there right now is that to have given as much energy to it as people did, and to go out and I've heard people cheer and whoop and holler and everything else that they could whenever the eclipse happened. That counts as sun and moon worship. I, that's a very unpopular opinion. I've said that many times. It's a really unpopular opinion, but it's out there, and people don't like that. I've learned that firsthand. People don't like to hear, and this goes with everything. Christmas, Easter. We've talked about this for a while. You start pulling down people's seasons or holidays. Sorry, seasons. You start pulling down people's holidays. You start telling the people, even birthdays. You start telling the people just how entrenched in witchcraft these things are, pagan rituals. You start telling people that, they don't like it. They will jump all over you. The same thing goes with the eclipse. You and I'm not going to say you did, and I'm not going to say you put that power into it. And yes, I get it. It is the Father's creation, and He made this for us, and that we can love no, I don't want to put it that way. We can love what God made for us, but we do not worship the creation. I have said almost since the very beginning, we have to be careful with what we give our energy to. And that was given a lot of energy. That was given a lot of energy. We have to be careful what we give our energy to. So know that it's out there. That's a thing. I'm not saying that, if you went out and watched the eclipse and if you thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world, whatever. I ain't saying that you're worshiping some pagan god or whatever, but I'm going to tell you this much. A whole lot of people were convinced that the moon was going in front of the sun, even though the sun is 500 times bigger and 500 times farther away. That's what they tell us. That they lined up perfectly, and that they made a shadow on some round ball out in the middle of nowhere, and they caused an eclipse that happened to create an X across the most predominant country upon this round ball. This is what they say. Now remember this. And nothing happened. But everybody was convinced that this is what it was, and they all went out and they all sat and they all watched it. People spent hundreds, probably thousands of dollars to travel to certain places so that they could watch this happen, this once in a lifetime opportunity, so that they could, I don't know what, have the opportunity, spend all that money, go and cheer for it. Cheer for it. It is a form of worship. It's a form of worship. Who was it? Truth Stream Media put out a thing, and they were talking about, and this is what sparked my mind about it. And I didn't want to get into talking about this, but I mean, we're talking about it now. They put out a video where they were talking about it's the sun and the moon getting laid, and it goes back to Nimrod and Semiramis. You remember that one? You remember the sun god and the moon goddess? You remember that one? They come together. You remember whenever they had a child? That whole thing. There's pagan ritualistic undertones to this whole deal, and people went out of their way to watch this and to revel in it and to enjoy it. And again, I don't want to be the guy that poo-poos on everybody's parade, but you know, it is what it is. It comes down to what you're putting your energy into. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch either of them. I don't need that once in a lifetime opportunity because my lifetime here is garbage compared to what I could inherit in the kingdom of God. The things that happen here are nothing. That means nothing to me. I choose not to put my energy into the creation. God created something beautiful and amazing. I get it. I absolutely get it. And it's wonderful. I am still in awe every time I go out at night and I look at the stars and I look at the moon and I still think it is amazing that he made all these things. But I will not give my energy into it like that. My energy is focused on the kingdom, which is what he told us to do. I was going to look it up too because I was thinking about, isn't there a isn't there a line about worshiping the creation more than the creator? Why does it say worship the creature who changed Romans 1:25, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator? Serve the creature? Is this another Mandela effect that I don't know about? Worshipped and served the creature? What? What? Wait a minute. Because it was worship and serve the creation more than, or we at? 125. Let's start at 124. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lusts of their own hearts, and to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worshipped served the creature more than the Creator. Okay, so, I mean, is this not it? Creation. Abstract. Creation. Why does it say creature? It never said creature, it said creation. The Strong's Concordance, 2937, comes from the abstract creation. Why does it say creature? Properly, creation, creature, which is founded from nothing. Creation out of nothing. He created this world out of nothing. He spoke it into existence. With his universe, with his one verse, with his one word, he created the world. Why does this say creature now? Maybe this is why I need to start recording again. So I can go back into this, because this is just... But it was who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creation more than Creator. But it doesn't say creation anymore. It says creature. Creation. Worship and serve the creation more than Creator. But now it says creature. Ow, 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 ow. It's my back. It's like I said, if I sit wrong, my back hurts. This hurts just sitting here. Just with my back. I have a pillow usually that I put beside me on my chair, but I take it back downstairs whenever I'm done with it at night. I just don't have it right now. So, but yeah, this is a pain that I would not wish on anybody. It is a sharp, stabbing, shooting pain. If you turn the wrong way, it's like one side of your body just completely and some people call it a sciatica. That's one I've heard a lot, but we think it's just a pinched nerve, but it hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad. Anyways, that is weird. That is really weird. And serve the creature more than Creator. No, serve the creation more than Creator. It's always been serve the creation more than Creator. Can they change books? I possibly. I've had a lot of people, especially over physical media. I've bought a couple different things, and I told some people about it, and they said, well, they can go back and change media. What's the point in buying it? It's like, to have it, I mean, but yeah, no, I get this. I get that. So what do you do with this? I mean, I went one way, found out something's weird, and now we're here. Because that was the whole thing. That was what I was basing my judgment upon. And it's still the same judgment. It's creature is creation. But why does it say creature now, not creation? That's King James. I went to the King James Strong's Concordance. 2937. Strong's 2937. Kitsis, creation. But it says creature. Creature. Worship the creature more than the creation. Words have meanings. That's strange. Anyways, though, the sun and the moon coming together like that, that's the creation. That's not you. I said the only reason that I didn't go outside and watch the eclipse is because everywhere in the Bible where it says that the moon and the sun or whatever was darkened, the sky was darkened, it usually either tells you to flee or to hide yourself away or to go somewhere and pray. That's what it says. It never says to go out and look at it and hoop and holler and worship it. But that's an unpopular opinion. That's a very unpopular opinion. People don't like hearing that. People don't like hearing that because they don't want to hear that they have been tricked and lied to and manipulated into worshiping all of these false gods for all these years. And on top of that, they don't want to hear that I think it's more about the lie. They don't want to hear that they've been lied to. They don't want to hear that everything they've been taught is an absolute lie. Oh no, Santa Claus and Christmas can't be a lie. Surely Easter can't be a lie. We do it for God. We do it for Jesus. Well, God already told you what to do. I've had this argument before about about the things that God wants us to do and the things that God doesn't want us to do, and about the law, and about all of these different things. Well, we're not supposed to follow the law anymore. I said, okay, fine. Don't follow the law. Follow what God said. Well, God said that we're allowed to do this, we're allowed to do that. I was like, no, God never said you're allowed to do this and do that. Actually, God goes out of his way to tell you to step away from worldly things. To not only step away from worldly things, but to not worship the way that the pagans do. Oh no, that's not what that means. No, that's exactly what that means. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That includes birthdays. That includes holidays. That includes your Christmas, your Halloween, your Easter, your Valentine's Day, your Mother's Day, your Father's Day. These are pagan rituals that are dressed up in pretty colors. I don't know what else to tell you. Going out and watching the solar eclipse, it was a pagan ritual. It may not have seemed like a pagan ritual, but the things that you did, or the people did, I'm not going to say you did because I don't know what people did or what specific people did, but for the majority of people that went out, spent all this money to go out and sit in front of the sun, hoot and holler, all the other stuff, it was a pagan ritual. Something came out of it. I don't know what yet. You've got so much coming down the pipe. They have plans for 2025 and 2030. Very distinct landmarks in time that they have to hit so that their agendas can be fulfilled by 2030. Now, it's not only that. There are other things that are happening that I want to talk about, but I can't talk about right now because I have to go downstairs. I have to get some breakfast so that I can go to work because it's a Thursday, man. I got to work. It is what it is. And believe me, my job has been sucking lately. Why can't I get this open? This spreadsheet that they got us working is terrible. I hate it. I can't. It's one of those things that everybody's having problems with, which is, it's okay. But it's like whenever the big bosses come down and say, "Oh, you guys aren't going fast enough," it's like, maybe you ought to give us easier stuff to do. But it's been one of those weeks. It's like I said, it doesn't help that I'm sitting here and my back is just completely fried. I don't want to get into reading the Bible again for a little bit. Like I said, I am not righteous enough for that yet. I am still not only cleansing the house out, I am cleansing myself out emotionally and righteously. I got sucked down into some dark places. And I'm not ready for that yet. I have been praying to the Father. He has been helping me pull me back to a spot where I will be good to be able to start doing that again. I don't know what I'm going to start doing. I was actually thinking maybe, we could try something other than the Byway. We could try some Enoch. Maybe we could try some Jasher. Jasher's an interesting book. I'll tell you that right now. Maybe we could try Septuagint. I've been thinking about ordering a Septuagint for a while. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I figured God would let me know what's going on. Maybe we can get into this whole millennial reign thing. I mean, that's where my mind is kind of heading now. Because it's coming around. There's a lot of people, for some reason, are talking about the millennial reign has already happened. The whole Tartaria 1,000 years, Maybe we missed it. Maybe this is the short season of Satan. Hey, I've said that before. I said that on my own before. Maybe that's what this is. 250 years. 1/4 of 1,000 years is 250 years. That is the amount of time that America has supposedly been a country. Somewhere around there. I think it's a little bit more than that now, but still. Or no. Is it? No, we have to be coming up. I think it's like 240 some years. Anyways, there's something to it. There was something here. I'm not gonna. I can go either way at this point. I still have questions about the millennial reign because there's very specific things that haven't happened yet, but I have to do my own research. So I'm not ready to talk about it yet. See, we're not there. There's very specific things that were supposed to have happened. There's very specific things that I have to wonder if they're supposed to happen before or if they happen after. There's, and then there's the whole concept of they are going out of their way to make this look like it is right before the tribulation. So, but it goes either way, man. You could take that context either way. I get it. It was a time like no other. So if it's a time like no other, and what we're living in is the days of Noah, well, that's not a time like no other. That's a time like there was before. As in the days of Noah, whenever Christ would come back, is this the first time he comes back or the second time? See, there's questions. I have questions. So I'm still looking into it. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I'm thinking that I wanted to wait until after Passover. Everybody's got different dates for Passover. We went ahead and we put our Passover next week. So we just follow the traditional Passover. I wanted to wait until after the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's usually a very, very good cleansing week for me. Oh, but you shouldn't do that. That's only the Jews do that. Well, you can think whatever you want to think. I'm not celebrating Easter. I gotta do something. Father tells us to take a week to cleanse ourselves of leavening. Not just physical leavening, but spiritual leavening. And I'll tell you what, my wife, she has given up bread almost altogether. She had to go on a low carb diet. Low carb. It wasn't no carb, but it was a low carb diet. She had to do it because she's right on the verge of diabetes. Within the past, when did she get on that? I want to say November. She has lost 60 pounds. It's amazing. It's complete transformation. Absolutely complete transformation for her. She cut out bread. Isn't it amazing that God tells you to cut out bread for a week? What does that mean? It means something. It's got to mean something. All right, anyways. That was me taking a pill. Sorry you had to hear that. it wasn't a pain pill either. That was these are my this is my zinc and my. I have to take an antacid pill now because my acid reflux has gotten so bad. I've had to do something. So I need to go. I need to go so I can get the day going. I love you guys. I don't know when I'll do another one. It's like I said, I wanted to wait until after Passover to start doing religious and spiritual things again. But I don't know. I might pick something up. Maybe next Monday or Tuesday I might record something again. I don't know. Maybe we can get a little bit more in depth with the clip stuff. I don't know. It's so hard to find good videos to listen to while I'm working. It's so hard to find good information that is not just, the same old garbage, or all of the old truthers from 10, 15 years ago. It's hard to find any information from them that's not the same old shtick that they do every day. So many of them just the same old stuff over and over, nothing new. It's like for all the information that we had for 6 or 7 years there from 2016 and on, for all that information we had, it's just like it's died. There's nothing. Granted, YouTube has killed, almost 60-70% of the truther community. I've had 4 videos pulled within the past year, by the way, or no, last 8 months. Within the past 8 months, I've had 4 videos pulled, by the way. So 4 more videos pulled. And I just looked today, and it says that I can take a training course to have my warning dropped. Because I'm on a warning right now. I have a warning. Apparently it's been there for all this time, and it's not dropping away. It's supposed to have dropped away after 90 days, but it's not dropping away. And I can get it dropped away if I take a training course. Be subjugated to our rules. Show that you'll conform, and you can have your warning taken away. We won't give you your video back. You're never getting your video back. But we'll take your warning away so that we can give you another warning down the line. Ugh. I'm going to go. I love you guys. I want to get back into this. I'm just not entirely there. I know that I've had a couple different people. Actually, if I count the past eight months, I've had several different people ask me what's going on, where I am, and the only response I can give to that is like I said, I had to focus on myself. I had to focus on the house. I had to focus on myself. I had to focus on my own spirituality, my own mental condition, because we were seriously under attack. I had to pray against whatever force was in my house. Some days I won, some days I lost. That's the truth. But now we're back. We're back to a point where I can see I can see where I need to go again, So I love you all. Take care of yourselves. God bless every one of you. Um, I'm not going to set a date on when I'm going to specifically come back, like I said, but I will. I might pull another one of these out. You never know. Depends on if I get any good information. Depends on if I can find anything out there. Just if I can find anything that's not just completely repetitive over and over and over, same old garbage, same old stuff. There's guys that I swear there's guys out there that I've watched for years and years and years. They're starting to just replay their old videos, and I'm listening to it and I'm like, I've heard this before. This is nothing new. What else? What else are we supposed to do here? And then, of course, like I said, you can't. Most guys you can't find. It's YouTube. Good old YouTube. Good old ScrewTube. And BitChute. Oh my God, BitChute. BitChute has been invaded by gamers, which is weird. There's a lot of gamers on BitChute now. And I know there's other people that are saying, oh, go to Truth Social, whatever the heck it is, or go to this, go do that, and those aren't any easier to navigate. Those are just as crazy. All right, I gotta go. You guys take care of yourselves. God bless. I shall see you whenever.